Hello, awesome artists. Today we're going to be creating a self-portrait that shows emotion. I'm going to need you to make sure that you have a mirror to look into so that you can draw the best version of you that you can. All right? Or you can use an iPad or other computer and use the camera function and put it on like a selfie mode. All right? That way you can see yourself too. So whichever works best. Your paper is going to go vertical. We're going to draw nice and large. I'm going to start towards the top, not at the very top because we need room for hair. You're going to come down, go in, because your chin area is smaller than the top of your head. Now, you want to make sure that you give your face a nice roundedness. But if you notice, mine's a little flatter over here. Guess what? We all struggle with drawing the perfect shape. So don't get frustrated, don't keep erasing, just kind of go with it. You might be able to work it out so that doesn't really look too strange when you're all is said and done. I've just seen some students get very upset because they couldn't draw the head just right. One side might be real nice and then the other side gets a little wonky and they get frustrated. And when you get frustrated, can you do good art? Nope. Roll with it, my friends. Do your best. We're not perfect. And when in doubt, use an eraser. Yeah, I have a Christmas tree eraser. You can always start on the back too if you just are really unhappy with it. So from the neck, we're going to go out to the edge of the paper and start to go down. You want to make sure that you're giving yourself shoulders. Too often I see students go straight down and it looks like a volcano head. You do not have a volcano head. Your head is not erupting out of a volcano, okay? So make sure you go down with your neck and then go out with your shoulders. Now, if you make your head too small, it's gonna look kind of wonky. So make sure that you're drawing a nice sized head so that this looks appropriate. Put a collar on your shirt. Now you make your collar the way that you want to make your collar. If you have a V-neck or you have like a collar button-up kind of shirt, whatever. Just put a collar on so it looks like you got some clothes. Now, the first thing we want to start with are the eyes. Your eyes are not up here. If your eyes are up here, your eyes are in your hair. And hairy eyeballs, no good. If you put your eyes here, your eyes are above your eyebrows. If your eyes are above your eyebrows, your eyebrows are doing no good for you, okay? Eyebrows are supposed to be above your eyes. Your eyes actually fall in the middle of your head. All right? So find the middle of your face, and that's where you're going to draw your eyes. Your eyes are a football type shape. Some people call it an almond type shape. It's basically a sad face and a happy face to create your eyes. Then you make another sad face for your eyelids. We'll add the lower eyelid in a little bit later. Make your iris. Your iris is the color part of your eye. And then make your pupils. Your pupil is the black part of your eye. And based on how much light is in the room, your pupils could be large or they could be small. If there's lots of light, they get small. If there's not much light, your pupils get bigger. From your eyes, we're going to go down for a nose. Sometimes students make their nose way too small, and they put their nose like up here. Look at yourself in the mirror and kind of judge, where does your nose fall on your face? Everybody is made a little bit differently. Go out, in, out, in, out, around. All right. And this is why it's very good to try to use pencil, because it's easy to make mistakes when you're drawing. And that's not even really a mistake, it's just you're a little bit off, you need to tweak it. We all do that sometimes. Make sure you're having your nostrils in your picture. Now you don't need to do big old black holes or anything. Just putting a little bit of a shadow there. Nostrils are important. If you didn't have nostrils, you wouldn't be able to breathe through your nose. You wouldn't be able to smell things. And where would your boogers go, really? Would your head explode? I don't know. Go down with 2 little lines. I call it a divot. I'm sure it has a name. I don't know what it is. Now, when you go to make the mouth, make sure that you're not going like this. You are not the Joker from Batman. Your mouth cannot make a giant U shape. Now, for right now, I'm just going to kind of make a neutral mouth, not too happy, not too sad. So I use basically a straight line. Then I'm going to come down. And the lower lip is kind of like a little boat, like a little canoe. The divot line that I drew, I'm using that to guide where I put the Cupid's bow, which is that little dip in your lip. Now, some people have a very sharp dip there. Some people have very rounded. Some people have almost none at all. It's not right or wrong. It's just the way we are. So you need to, that's why I want you to use a mirror or your computer or iPad, whatever you have, to do your face. Because that will let you really see how your face is. It's like our nose. Noses are all different. We each are so unique. You need to be looking at yourself so that you can make you the best that you can make, okay? Because what I'm here is just kind of the general idea of how to create a human face. I'm not making myself, I'm just making a generic person, but I'm just giving you the basics. And then you can look at yourself and take that to a whole new level. All right, so we've got the basic part of our face done. Our ears start around where our eyes are, and they go above, and they go below. Now, you need to look in the mirror to see what your ears look like. What? Ears are different? Yep. Ears are different too. Some people have an attached earlobe, and some people have a detached earlobe. That is the little hangy down part of the ear. Well, some people's don't really hang down. They go straight into the side of their head. It's not weird, it's just we're all different. Mr. E has detached earlobes. Mine hang down. All right? And if your ears are not perfectly the same, it's okay. My ears in real life are not exactly the same. All right, I'm gonna come in here, add a little bit of a bottom eyelid. Now, if you notice, I'm kind of covering up a little bit of the iris at the top and the bottom. That is kind of how we are when you make a person. The only time that you really see like the whole iris is when you're scared or surprised or something like that, when your eyes go wide. All right, now I'm going to add eyebrows. Now, eyebrows are kind of an arch over the eye. Did you know that your eyebrows are there to protect your eyes from sweat? Yep. If you're outside playing or working and you start sweating because you're hot, what happens is the sweat comes down, catches your eyebrow, and goes off the side. Pretty cool, huh? Now, you don't want to do just one line for your eyebrow, because if you just had one hair and that hair fell out, you would not have an eyebrow. So you use little lines to create your eyebrow, not just one big, thick, chunky chunk. I use lots of little lines. Be careful not to make them too huge and bushy. You don't want it to look like a caterpillar has come up on your face and made its home. Look in the mirror, see how your eyebrows are. Once again, we're all different. Some people do have very thick eyebrows. Some people have very thin eyebrows. Some people's eyebrows go farther on this side or come closer in the middle. Look at yourself and decide how your eyebrows are. All right? Now, we're up to the hair. Or you could just leave it like this if you're Mr. Clean. Do you guys know that commercial? Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. He's a bald guy, has an earring, and he cleans things. Anyway, so hair. Even if you have your head shaved, usually you can still see your hairline. Now your hairline starts around your ears and it goes up. And then it goes across. And then it goes back down to the other side to the ear. So even if you have your hair shaved, you still tend to have a hairline where you can see where your hair grows. If you tend to have curly hair and your hair is shaved, then you might want to use small letter C's to indicate your hair. Little curve lines. And you just put those here, there, and everywhere. All right, so I'd add more if that was the way the hair was. Now if your hair is a little bit longer, then you use a little bit longer of a line. It's important that you really are making the hair look like it's attached to the head. Sometimes I have students that will kind of get a little wild with their hair when they're drawing, and it doesn't look like it's really coming out of the head. It looks like it's kind of floating around the head. Now, if your hair is a little bit longer, you might have a part where you comb your hair one way and then comb it another way. Also, your hairline starts getting obscured or covered by your longer hair. So you don't see that line anymore. Now, I do want you to draw your hair. We're not going to color our picture. We are going to outline it once we're done. You can outline it with Sharpie. If you do, make sure you have a piece of paper underneath your picture so the Sharpie does not go through. Or you can outline it with a black colored pencil, or you could outline it with a Crayola marker. But I don't want you coloring this in today because I want to see all your good drawing, all your good details. I don't want anything to get distracted by color, okay? Now, if you have, now my person is going to start looking super crazy, all right? Super crazy. So if you got longer hair, then you use longer lines, right? If your ears get covered up a little bit, if that's the way your hair is, then by all means, you can cover up part of your ears, not a problem. So if you have long hair, do you want your hair over your shoulders or behind your shoulders? That's something you got to decide. Now, my daughters, wow, that person is starting to look really strange. My daughters have curly hair. My wife does too. Oh, my son does too, but his hair is short. Anyway, my girls have long curly hair. So if I want to show curly hair, what I do is when I make my line, I might make straight first just to kind of fill it in a little bit, but then I'm going to create a line that has a wiggle. I'll put a wiggle in my line to indicate that there's curly hair. Now my youngest, I used to call her baby crazy hair because when she gets up in the morning, her hair it's everywhere. Also, whenever your hair starts getting longer, it gets a little bigger and it starts coming away from your scalp, okay? And that's okay. You can make the hair go above where you originally drew your head. Not a problem. So just kind of look at yourself, decide how your hair is. Now, if you are trying to draw a pigtail with a braid, so I put the band there that the hair is pulled back in, and then I kind of make like a tube type shape. And then you decide how your hair is secured. Maybe you have a rubber band there. I'm not sure. Maybe you have a barrette. I don't know. You decide. I'm going to start putting X's in the tube. Track with me here. I know it looks weird. Then you come back and you round those edges where the X's are. Because when you braid your hair, it doesn't stay straight. It bunches out from the braid. And then after I do that, I'm going to go back in. I'm going to add some lines for hair within the braid. So that is how you do a pigtail. Now, if you have your hair pulled back in a ponytail, it's behind your head. You won't be able to see it. So, unless you have a very high pony. If you have glasses, you come around, make the shape of your glasses. Everybody's glasses are different. I have very rectangular glasses that I wear. You might have very round glasses. Then you take the bridge across, and then you do the same thing on this side. And then for the earpieces, you go to the middle of the frame, and you go directly back to the ear. So that's how you would create glasses, if you have glasses. But I asked you to show emotion or mood in your picture. Now, if you are trying to show mood and emotion, you could draw kind of a general face and then go back in and kind of fix it up a little bit. So for happy, what I would do is I would pull the mouth up just a little bit. It's not a big change. I mean, I don't want it to be a crazy change, but that mouth looks like it's smiling. I'd also make sure that my eyes are nice and open. When you're happy, your eyes tend to be a little bit wider, brighter. All right? So that's not a big difference to make a person look happy. Now, if I was mad, I would take my mouth and turn it downwards a little bit. I might flare the nostril a little bit. When you get mad, you might kind of start breathing heavier. You might kind of crinkle your face up just a little bit. And you would narrow your eyes. You kind of squint. Erase some of that extra. And then look at your parents or your grandparents sometime. I know for me, when I get mad, I kind of scrunch up my face a little bit. And there's this like, the skin kind of bunches up because I furrow my eyebrows. I scrunch my eyebrows. All right, so let's look at this for a second. So there is mad. There is happy. Now, if you're sad, you'd have your eyes kind of like half closed. For background, for happy, I kind of think of up. So maybe you want to do kind of upward lines. Remember, we're not coloring. So maybe you want to do kind of upwards motions for your background. Just simple lines. For the mad, I might make it look like it's broken glass. Kind of like lightning bolts. Like that. And if I was doing kind of a sad picture, maybe I would do kind of raindrops falling down in the background. So after that, trace it with your Sharpie or black colored pencil or black marker, or you can even use like a black ballpoint pen. That way it'll show it better, and that will be finished. No coloring necessary. All right, I know this is a long video, but I wanted to go over some things. Have an awesome day, guys. Bye. Can't wait to see your artwork.